All right, welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at Lattafa Ejaazi. So if you are in the market for a real budget compliment getting fragrance that is extremely inoffensive and versatile, then this is a fragrance that you should be considering. And when I mean budget, you can typically find this for under $15. I'm looking at Fragrance Buy's website today, and it's listed for $12.93 in US dollars, which is pretty remarkable for what you get out of this stuff. So a quick look at the presentation. As you can see, it comes in a green box with a gold label, and the bottle's pretty nice as well. It's basically clear with black on the outside with a gold cap with Lattafa on it. The atomizer is pretty terrible. It basically just puts out a very fine mist of fragrance. So to give you guys kind of a quick overview of where they're going with this fragrance, if you take a look at the note breakdown on their website, top notes are bergamot and marine notes. Heart are sandalwood and vetiver. The base is cedarwood, musk, and amber. So what type of fragrance is this, and what can I get out of it? So to me, Lattafa Ejaazi is basically a blue style DNA fragrance. This is something similar to like a Dior Sauvage, EDT, Bleu de Chanel, those types of fragrances. Does it smell like either one of those fragrances? No, but that kind of gets you in the ballpark of what kind of fragrance this is. Basically, anything that is heavy on ambroxan, that's what I would compare this to. So when I first spray this on, I get really light notes of citruses and slightly sweet fruity notes. It also has a very light oceanic or marine quality to it. So after that initial blast of fruitiness and citruses starts to die down, then it turns basically into pink pepper and ambroxan and musk. To me, it's like a very watered down version of Bleu de Chanel or a Sauvage. Overall, the scent is very nice. It's very pleasant. It's extremely inoffensive. But to me, this is what I would call a budget compliment getting fragrance. What I mean by that is, imagine Lattafa going to a perfumer and saying, make me something like the popular blue fragrances on the market, but use the least expensive ingredients available. And I want this to be extremely mass appealing and very inoffensive. To me, that is what Lattafa Ejaazi is. Guys, keep in mind, this is a sub $15 fragrance. I've worn this many times, and a lot of the times I've worn it, I've asked people, do you like this fragrance? How does it smell? I have not had one person tell me they dislike the fragrance, and almost all the feedback I get is, that smells great, that smells nice, what is that? Again, this is me prompting people to comment on the fragrance. So the performance on this is where it gets a little bit iffy. So I get about 6 hours of performance on this, and it is very light smelling, so it does not really seem to project very well. But if you do research on this fragrance, you will see a ton of people commenting that this stuff disappears after 30 minutes. It only lasts an hour. Comments like that. So what I think happens with this fragrance is, because it has a lot of ambroxan and probably a lot of ISO-E super in it, a lot of people go nose blind to this fragrance fairly quickly. I've worn this a good bit, and after I spray it on, it can disappear. Then an hour and a half later, I can smell it again. 3 or 4 hours later, I can smell it again. So even though it disappears, it does come back later. But it still does project, because 4 to 5 hours after I spray it on, people can tell me they still smell it. So that's something to consider when you're thinking about purchasing this fragrance, is that a lot of people do go nose blind to it, and this is not something that you're going to be able to smell consistently on yourself throughout the day. But more than likely, other people will still be able to smell it 4 to 6 hours after you put it on. Would I recommend that people go out and buy this fragrance? No, probably not. It's very simple. It's very inoffensive. It's not unique. There are certainly better fragrances on the market for pulling compliments and having that pink pepper shower gel type fragrance. But to me, if you're needing an extra low budget fragrance to get free shipping on an order, or if you're just looking to add a really low budget fragrance to your arsenal, this is a really solid choice in my opinion.